But then, without prolonging it any longer, we do get our matchup: Cesaro versus John Cena.
Completely uninterrupted. Just a pure freaking wrestling match. No shenanigans, no disqualifications, no weapons, no cheating, nothing. Just a 100% pure, I feel like I'm watching frickin' Ring of Honor wrestling match.
And it was incredible.
It was amazing. This was absolutely, without question, the TV match of the year.
Oh, definitely.
There's no doubt in my mind. Don't get me wrong. Lucha Underground, I love you guys. I loved Mundo versus Puma. I loved Grave Consequences. Those matches were incredible. I feel like there was just a little bit more in this match because it sucked me in. It sucked me in, and it made me believe that there was a chance. There was even an inkling of a chance. Oh my God, this is the main event of Raw. They are seriously going to give this championship to Cesaro. And I'll tell you what, man, this was one hell of a roller coaster, and I'm just glad that I was able to get on this ride.
And you know what, Ashton? I want you to go through, because I'm sure there's a lot I want to say, but I'm going to be all over the map. So what I would like, if there's anything on your notes that you want to read from this match that you just want to reference before I take the ball to talk, please feel free to do so. Is there anything on your notes that you would like to talk about?
I have 18 lines worth of notes on this. I'm not going to say it all at once.
Okay, well, do you want to just say like at least a couple first, and maybe I say a little bit, or?
You get out what you need to get out.
All right, well, I just want to say, really up front, primarily, not even anything about like the match itself, but about Cesaro. This matchup, I think, really proves that pro wrestling is one of the most fascinating animals there is, because, and again, like, I hate to put it in this framework, but how other way are you going to put it? Before Tyson Kidd got injured, these two guys were in a tag team, and they were the highlight of the tag team division. Everybody loved this team, and I was crazy for this team. Tyson Kidd tragically got injured, which freaking sucks, and I wish he wasn't injured right now and on the shelf. But, as I've said before with other injuries in the past, with injury comes opportunity. So Cesaro, who was once a tag team guy, has put on now 2 clinics with John Cena for the U.S. Championship. This one being a main event of a Raw in Chicago, where he goes the distance with the man. I'm telling you, dude, like, I've been a huge fan of Cesaro for a long time. I think the only reason my fandom kind of dipped wasn't anything because of Cesaro. It's just because I didn't have faith in the writers anymore to do anything with Cesaro, so I didn't want to get hurt anymore, so I just pulled my stock out. But matches like this, man, just like the first match he had with Cena, just remind you how freaking good this guy is. And again, like now this match, if the match before it made me put stock back into the idea of Cesaro versus Lesnar, this match put me over the moon with that idea, and now I want it all over again. Like, I'm salivating for it all over again, because Cesaro went bell to bell with Cena, and he looked like he belonged every step of the way. If I had gripes about what WWE is doing with Dean Ambrose at the moment, it's completely antithetical with the Cesaro situation. Because they took a guy who could have been stranded in the middle of nowhere without a tag team partner, and they put him dead center in really hot matches with really the guy, with the United States Championship. John Cena's been killing it with this run. We've given him a lot of praise for it, and just putting on a freaking clinic with him tonight. The way Cesaro's been handled, it just makes me so intrigued for his summer and really for the rest of his year, because Kid's going to be out for 14 months. We've already talked about it. So Cesaro's got the rest of this year and part of 2016. What is he going to do with it? And more importantly, what is WWE going to do with Cesaro in that same frame of time? Absolutely loved it.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing to me, not necessarily just, Cesaro kicked out of an attitude adjustment, just like just about everyone else John Cena has faced over the last 2 months. The thing for me, he had Cena on the ropes, man. He was one mistake away from winning. And that mistake was not being able to capitalize on that middle rope neutralizer that he almost had Cena in.
And you know what? It's not even and what I loved about that, though, right, is it's not even one of the mistakes, like, say, in a matchup where you have Adrian Neville involved and you take Neville to the top rope. Because you're like, oh, why would you do that to Neville? Like, even though, yeah, we know Cena can do a top rope AA, like, he's established a precedent for it, Cesaro is a freak.
Well, and not only that, but Cesaro didn't take Cena up there. Cena took Cesaro up there.
Exactly. So really, it doesn't even kind of leave the bad taste in your mouth like, oh, well, that wasn't really a logical finish on the side of, the initiator and all that stuff. Because, A, again, to your point, Cena took him out there. And B, when Cesaro attempted a move, you can't really scoff at him for it because have you seen the guy? Holy crap.
Yeah.
These guys hit everything at each other. Hell, we even saw probably one of Cena's best Hurricane Ranas ever. I'm not even going to call it a Cena can't Rana because honestly, I thought that form was perfect tonight.
Yep,
And I don't
I
know if that
agree.
goes to Cesaro or whatever, but yeah, like of all the times to really perfect the move, you chose the great freaking time to do it. Twice in this matchup, it got this is awesome chance from Chicago. Like, this is what Monday Night Raw, I'm not saying every week, but this is what Monday Night Raw, if you're going to have 3 hours, should be about at one kind of their main event slots, whether it's the first hour, second hour, or here, the third hour. And can I just say as a final note, because then I really want to see what you have listed on your notes. This is the final thing I want to say. I've been saying for a while that I couldn't wait to see the U.S. Championship Open Challenge kind of main event Raw because honestly, I thought the first time that it did, that Cena would drop the championship and lose it. And I thought presumably it was going to be against Adrian Neville. But man, for its first time main eventing a Raw, what a foundation to establish going forward when you do it again. Because if this is what you do the first time you have the U.S. Challenge main event, or segment kind of main event, it just makes me wonder what else can you kind of throw at us if you ever main event in the future? Like, are we ever going to see Finn Balor answer and be a part of a main event? Joe,
Oh my God.
What have you? Like, I just feel like if they ever say, you know what, guys, we're going to do this segment again in the future down the road, in the main event, I'd be all for it after seeing what these two guys did in that slot because Cesaro killed it. And here's the thing. This was a match where the loser looked just as good, if not better, than the winner. Cesaro, to me, I really hope this time around he's going places, dude. I really do, because I got so into this match, and I know you did too. It may finally be Cesaro's time. Yes, under tragic circumstances, but I think any Cesaro fan at this point, after seeing these performances, will take them as they can get them. So let's see if this is the start of something good. So
Well,
now, on to your... Yeah.
Well, yeah, and here's my thing. Normally, I would be that cynic who's just like, yeah, they let Cesaro take Cena to the limit, but what's next? Blah, blah, blah. You don't give somebody a 30-minute match on Raw just because.
Right.
This is the start of something for Cesaro. I don't know what, so don't ask me, but it's something. There's something is going on, and there are even rumors floating around that there were plans by the end of this year, specifically towards the fall, that they were going to give Cesaro a main event push and Tyson Kidd a mid-card title push. And now it looks like because Kidd got injured, they're starting the Cesaro main event push early.
And I'm totally cool with that.
I think everyone is.
I feel like for the past...
Specifically Stone Cold Steve Austin's the face of WWE 2K16, and they're only just now finally starting to push probably his favorite guy on the product, Cesaro.
Well, he even grilled Vince
McMahon.
about it.
I know that's why
Yeah.
I said that, though. That's why I
Yeah.
jumped to the conclusion that he's his favorite guy, because he specifically singled out Cesaro. Like, Vince, what the hell are you doing with this guy?
Definitely. And, again, like, I'm in love with Cesaro. I know you love what he can do, especially when he gets time. I think everybody on the planet really loves the guy. And I feel like he's been ready for this kind of spot for the past, I'd say for me personally, 2 to 3 years. And
I would say, honestly, 15 months. And the reason I say that number specifically is because that goes back to WrestleMania last year.
Right. Yeah. But, if he's getting it now, better late than never, and he can still go. So it's not a matter of, people don't care about Cesaro anymore, he can't go anymore. No.
And that's the thing with a guy like Cesaro. With a guy like Cesaro, you flip a switch, start booking him right, and it's going to take literally no time for Cross to get behind him again.
Oh yeah, because anybody who saw this match, and WWE does pull in well over 3.5 million viewers on a regular basis. That kind of fluctuates. If even just a small percentage of those people saw that match, you've got more ardent Cesaro supporters just thinking, yeah, I want this guy to be my WWE World Heavyweight Champion. I want to see this guy in there with Seth Rollins, or heck, after Battleground, I'd love to see this guy have a stare down with Brock Lesnar.
Oh my God!
I'm telling you, dude, like, when you have matches like the one...
Could you imagine, like, just completely fantasy booking here?
Yeah.
I apologize for those of you that hate fantasy booking, but my mind just works in stupid ways that I don't want to talk about. At Battleground, we have Rollins versus Lesnar. Why would they have Lesnar on a filler pay-per-view unless something big was going to happen. What if Triple H costs Rollins the title?
And that may be.
And what
Yeah,
if that leads to Lesnar facing somebody other than Rollins at SummerSlam because Rollins is caught up with Triple H?
that could be.
I
He's
don't
just
think they're going to do Cena again. Do you?
I don't think they're going to do Cena. Now, let me ask you this, because I don't know what the result of that was. I don't know if it was a
Oh, you know
hoax.
what? Now that I think about it, it'd probably be frickin' Reigns.
And I was going to say, did you see the promotional poster that got leaked for SummerSlam? I don't know if it was a hoax or not, though.
It was a hoax.
Okay, so it was a hoax. But still, I would not be surprised to see Lesnar Reigns, too, for
Yeah,
SummerSlam.
well. Maybe we'll get Cesaro Lesnar at WrestleMania 33.
Maybe. I mean, hell, like, we say that now, but I wouldn't scoff at the idea. If they keep Cesaro's booking at this trajectory, who freaking knows?